Hey, welcome to take 2 of the live stream. We're live on both Facebook and YouTube right now. Please let us know if you can hear us well, because lots of you, in the first time we did this, were saying the audio was terrible. So please let us know in the chat box if the audio is good. And if you have any questions, please put your questions in the chat box below. By the way, we just got engaged just a couple of days ago. So we're super excited about that. And now comes the planning of the wedding. So we'll be having at least one wedding here in Mexico.
At least.
Yeah. So yeah, any questions you have, leave them in the chat box. Colby, good to see you back here. I know you were on the first one. Please let us know if the audio is good.
Yeah, and please repeat all your questions because it were a lot of good ones and we missed everything.
I'm so sorry about that. Okay, here's a question from Henry. Jordan and Mai, do you guys think you'll be having a civil wedding in the US? I'm not sure. We've pretty much only talked about what we'll be doing here in Mexico.
Yeah.
Colby says the audio is fine. Okay, great. Thanks so much for letting us know. Fidel says, congratulations, guys, from Oceanside, California. Patricia says, Jordan, did you ask Mai's parents first? So the tradition in the US is that you ask the parents of the girlfriend, like, for their hand in marriage, and specifically the father. Like, that's like the most traditional thing, I think. But here in Mexico, it's different. So will you explain what you were explaining to me, like about how them inviting me over to their house means something?
Yeah, obviously in the past it was kind of that way, but something that has changed a little bit nowadays, it's like obviously when you are dating somebody but you are not like boyfriend or girlfriend, you're not supposed to meet the family. And then if you go move forward and you become a girlfriend and boyfriend, and it's like a serious relationship, because the point here, at least in Mexico, I don't know if it's the same in the US, but you can be like boyfriend and girlfriend, and that doesn't necessarily mean that the guy wants to get married. So obviously, if you spend like more time together, we are doing a lot of things together, blah blah blah, and you as a couple decide that you want to get married, that's the point where when the girl or the woman invites the guy to meet the family and to meet the friends, because for us it's really important that our partner has a really good relationship with her family and closest ones. So obviously in this case, when you meet the family, if the family accept, in this case, the guy, that means that basically they already accept him. So because
and by the way, I have something to say on this.
Yeah.
When we started dating, it seemed like when I would take you to your house, like to drop you off, you didn't really want, it seemed like you didn't want me to go inside. You were like, okay, bye. And then there became a point where you were like, why aren't you coming inside?
Yeah,
I was like, well, because I got the feeling before, like I wasn't allowed to come inside.
Yeah, it's that's why I'm telling, that's why I'm telling you, oh, puppies.
You can keep talking.
So that's why I that reason was because of what I was saying, that when you become like a boyfriend or girlfriend, but you don't know like how further it will it'll get the relationship, well, you're a little bit careful about inviting him to get more involved with the family and friends and everything, because obviously that makes the relationship, at least for us and under my perspective as a Mexican, it's like the relationship to become like stronger, but also like with more commitment, because you have already met the family. And obviously at the first months of our relationship, I was like, oh, I really don't know what's going to happen with this relationship, obviously because in the past I also had really bad experiences, and I didn't want it to that my family met a guy that could possibly not see me as her future something. Obviously, at the early months of the relationship, it's super hard to know if you want to get married or not. But anyway, we're super careful about that. And so, once that you are in a very good relationship, the relationship is getting stronger, you're more committed with each other, then you meet the family. And if your family, in this case, my parents were like, yeah, you can invite Jordan here and let's have dinner. So they already started including him in basically all of our plans. We had trips together with our family, so that basically mean that my family already accept him. Obviously, in this case, we decided to move together some months ago, and obviously I had a really serious talk with my parents, and I told them that we were moving together because we wanted to see if we could have a healthy, like, not only healthy relationship, but also if we could have a healthy life living together, because sometimes, well, unfortunately, that's not
Yeah.
possible, but in this case it was. So that was when he asked me, like, should I ask your parents if I can have your hand? Obviously, it's a yes, it was in the past, but again, in this case, our relationship was a little bit different.
She was telling me
And
like all that is already, that's your permission. Like you already
Mhm.
have permission to ask.
Yeah.
So no, she was saying the asking for the hand actually comes later. It comes after the engagement. So there's something here called a pedida de mano. Right?
Exactly. So I was telling him that after the girl says yes, there's a ceremony which is called pedida de mano, and in this case, both families meet because it's the moment where we know that we are getting
And
married.
by the way, that
And
pedida de mano translates to asking for the hand.
exactly. But yeah, it's when she said yes, and obviously we had done that, like as I said before, at the moment where the family of the guy and the family of the woman meet together, like get reunited for the first time, and obviously they meet and start talking, and
And
obviously
is that
all
what,
together they
sorry.
start planning the wedding. But
Okay.
that's again after you get the engagement ring.
And is that when I bring your family a goat or a cow?
It's enough with a cake or something.
uh, a while back on Facebook, I'm like, so how does the process work here? And someone was like, well, when you ask, you're supposed to give the parents of the girlfriend a goat. Uh, but this is more so like small town Mexico.
Yeah, but basically it's that way. He was already accepted by my family. He was already part of us, and obviously, like becoming engaged, it was just part of the process. And yeah, he didn't ask like for the hand, but again, we already have that second like ceremony
Apparently, I'm not
after.
supposed to. The permission is already granted based on all the actions your family has
Exactly.
taken.
In this case, again, obviously I know that there are some other families in Mexico that still want to, like, they're expecting you to ask for the hand, but in this case again it was kind of different. But I think it would be nice to have like the pedida de mano ceremony. I mean,
Yeah.
it was following a process. But
Here's a question for you
have
from
you started
Sandra.
looking? Yes.
How many wedding dresses do you own, my?
Should I tell that? Three. No es
Sí, es cierto.
cierto. No.
Shorty.
So he's saying three because I remember that I was looking for a white dress, and I was seriously not planning on having a wedding dress. So I bought as like a, how you say that, satin dress? It's the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
white
it's
satin
white
dress.
satin dress. And I was like, yo, I want a white satin dress because sometimes we're going out for dinners and dates and
You
whatever.
said you weren't planning on having a wedding dress. I think that might be misunderstood. You are planning on having a wedding dress for
Yeah,
the wedding.
yeah. For the wedding, yeah, but not because I recently got that satin wedding dress, and obviously I was not planning to get like now a wedding dress. So I bought it because it was like 400 pesos. Actually, we posted on
It was
Facebook
300 pesos.
three,
Actually.
300 pesos.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was like, it's really cheap. So I wanted to use it just for like, maybe because we have talked about getting engaged, blah blah blah. Obviously I never knew when that was going to happen. I was like, oh, I really want that satin dress because it's kind of cheap for that meeting, whatever. So I bought it, and when I got it, it has a huge, like,
A
the
tail or
the
whatever.
tail or
what do they
whatever
call
it's
that?
called. I really don't know. And
I
it's
don't
like,
know what that's called in English.
and he told me like, you already bought the wedding dress. I'm like, no, obviously not. I was not planning that was going to be that
She
shape.
didn't think it was a
So
wedding dress.
no, I
She
didn't,
she
because
thought
of
it was a white satin
because of the
dress.
price. And now actually I don't know if I want to use it, because I will never wear that kind of dress for my wedding. I have like a very clear image of what I want as my wedding dress, and that's definitely not. But yeah, right now I have a 300 pesos wedding dress that I'm not even sure if I'm going to wear.
How long have you two dated or known each other? It's been a little over a year.
Yeah, like a year and
Year and a
6
few months.
months or something.
Will you take
Allergies.
over my? I'm having some allergies.
Sunday allergies. Love, Sherry asked, can I give you 2 cats as a wedding gift, please? I'm swamped rescuing them in Baja. I actually don't know if I want cats because I'm allergic to cats, but those are so cute. But I really appreciate your intentions, Sherry.
2 cats as a wedding gift. I'm afraid that those might not be accepted well by the Huskies.
Yeah, it's gonna become dinner. Carlos Sancoa, how can I get a wedding invitation? Actually, we were talking about this a few minutes ago, because a lot of people have asked us if they can come to the wedding, and we actually don't know if they're really interested on coming or it's just a joke. Because here, when you hired all the package with the wedding and thing, it charge you per person.
At least at a lot of the places.
Yeah, so it can be really really expensive, and obviously we would like to get a place that it's nice, night service, obviously not something really really expensive because it's so overwhelming, but something that at least we feel comfortable with. And we are trying to figure out if you were really like interested on coming or not. We would love that, absolutely. But
However, with it being charged
we
per
don't want,
person,
yeah,
it can
being
get
charged.
really expensive. So
Exactly.
like at the most expensive places here, or at the fanciest places, you're looking at about $100 a person. So, I mean, 100 people, that's $10,000, 200 people, $20,000. At like a place that's still a really nice setting, but not super expensive, maybe $50 a person. And
Mhm.
there are cheaper places as well. So like if we invited followers, like we couldn't pay for all that because that would get really expensive quickly.
And we would like to,
But
obviously, we would like to be open, that if some of you would like to join us, that's okay. But we would like to figure out the way to make it possible, because it's like already overwhelming. Like, we have to pay for all of our guests, like food and everything. So we would like to know. I'm so
careful.
sorry. We would like to know like how we can figure out to do it, and if you have any idea or something, let us know, because right now we don't know.
Doug, thanks so much for the super chat.
Thank you.
Do you think it's funny how many people are shedding happy tears?
Uh,
I honestly, I'm not surprised because we can't watch that proposal video without tearing up. So we love that video so much. By the way, you guys, if you haven't seen it, like we made a video on like when the whole proposal happened and Maya was in total disbelief. But yeah, it's nice. It's a nice video. You have the dogs in the wedding.
I don't think so.
We joke about it, but I don't know if it's really actually a
I don't
possibility.
think I don't think it's convenient. Actually, I was telling him that there's an app where you like it's like a wedding planner app, and it shows you like all the options for places and music and food and everything. But I was telling him that one of the options there in the app was that here in Querétaro there's an agency which actually works as dog nannies at your wedding. I was like, that's crazy.
So
I didn't
guests can bring their dogs too? Is
yeah,
that
like
the...
the guests can bring their dogs, you can bring your
Wow.
dog, and they like put some kind of space as a puppy park
Yeah.
with dog specialists taking care of the puppies
Wow.
while you're getting married. But obviously that's insane. I didn't know that that could be possible. Obviously, I don't think I would like to have dogs at my weddings. I'm not sure
I
about
can imagine a
kids.
bunch of barking in the
Yeah,
background the whole time.
yeah, I don't know about kids at the wedding either, but I don't know. Maybe.
No kids? I never thought about that.
Yeah, a lot of weddings here in Mexico,
Yeah.
part of the
Invitation?
invitation like requirements, it's no kids.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
you won't have, obviously you have to put it, if that's the option, you have to put it when you send the invitation. So like
Huh.
people with kids figure out where to leave them
I don't know
in
if I've
case
ever heard of that in
in
the
case
US.
you don't want kids running everywhere while you're like having your ceremony, whatever. So it's an option here, no kids. I honestly don't know. I don't think I have a problem with kids, but yeah, I've seen some weddings where kids are not allowed.
Sandy suggests maybe doing a raffle where there's like room for at least 10 subscribers to go to the wedding. That's an idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Malia says, depending on when it is, I would love to be there. If not, then we'll have to go celebrate when we get moved. Finally got my paperwork to get my ID fixed. Awesome. Rita says, just have an intimate wedding with your family.
What's wrong with that?
That's what I did, and we didn't have to spend thousands of dollars. And we've considered that too. We're open to all options at this point.
Yeah, and I think we have lots of friends, and I would like to have my friends there. So I don't know. Maybe it's like 50% family, 50% friends. I don't know.
And Malia says the proposal video made me cry fat, happy tears. Lots of people were commenting saying they were crying from that. I love that. Adrian says, just have us pay for the plates. Totally would be there. Thanks for the idea.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant is asking for Alaska.
Where's Alaska? How's she feeling? Well, I mean, she's in the kitchen. That's where she normally is at. If you watch until the end of the proposal video, she does show up at the end of that.
And she's been pretty active today. And recently she's been eating a lot because she was like, just started eating like once per day and she didn't want it to eat in the morning. But at least these last few days, she has been eating a lot and she has been running all over the house and more active, more and more today. So that's really nice.
Yeah, she has her good days and she has her bad days. Chris in North Dakota says, are you getting married in Minnesota? That's where I'm from. Right on the border of North Dakota. There's a great venue in rural Glendon. Glendon is actually close to where I'm from. Yeah, I don't know if we'll have a wedding there or not. It would be a lot more expensive to have it there, I'm sure. But maybe we could do something small there or something like that for close friends there. Doug, thanks for the super chat. He asks, will your wedding be themed? I recommend a Star Trek theme. Just
Star
kidding.
Wars. Star Wars wedding.
Her family would be all over the Star Wars wedding. Huge Star Wars fans here.
Yeah, my family are Star Wars fans. Actually, in the past, I was looking
I know it's
for the,
different
like,
than Star Trek, but
yeah, I know. But yeah, I was looking at the Star Wars theme wedding and it was awesome. I don't know if I would like to have a theme wedding. I don't think so, but Star Wars wedding was awesome.
Ron says, I think most of your dedicated followers would pay their own way to join such a special event. Well, Okay, I mean, maybe it's a possibility like us to ask how many people are interested in, like, and maybe like sell tickets for each plate, basically to pay for each spot or something like that. Hmm. Will there be tossing Jordan up in the air at the wedding reception?
What's that?
Like throwing me up?
Ah! Oh my gosh, my tongue is blue. Horrible. Sorry.
Why is your tongue blue?
Because I'm drinking this electrolitos,
Oh,
like blueberry electrolitos. I don't know where. There.
careful.
Sorry. And now my tongue is blue. So sorry. Uh, you had that tradition at the wedding in the US? Like,
I
no?
don't, Jewish weddings, I think, do something like that.
Yeah, where the
But I've never been to a wedding that did that.
where the guys, like friends of the groom and
Like
friends.
hold a chair up or something?
No, hold the groom.
Yeah.
Like we call it the muertito. Like I
Like
don't
the
know,
dead man
by the arms and everything, and then they start like
throwing you up.
yeah, throwing you up in the air and then catch you, and then take off your shoes and take off your clothes.
Okay. X-rated wedding. Okay. Having some more allergies. Christina says, I can't even rely on people I know in real life to show up to shit. Yeah, I hear you there. Unfortunately. Henry, thanks so much for the super chat and for joining us again on the new stream that hopefully has better audio. Guys, it would be truly amazing if you can figure out how some of us subscribers can go to the wedding. If not, I sure understand. But will you guys be uploading the video to this channel? Muchas gracias. I would have to, like, normally I'm the one recording everything, and if I'm in the wedding, I wouldn't be. So I would have to figure out videographers to record stuff.
But right now there are some agencies that basically record all the process of your wedding.
Oh yeah,
it's like really famous and common nowadays.
Manuel says, should be diamond followers or better, and we chip in 150 US dollars in stars. Yeah, lots of great ideas here. Thanks so much for all the ideas, because we'd love to have some of you join. That'd be really cool. My girlfriend thinks you should do a video of wedding dress shopping.
Oof. I don't know, because honestly, I hate shopping. I mean, at least in the past, when I'm looking for a dress and I'm talking for like my prom or something like that, I can get super easily, like, I can get easily tired of looking, and I hate trying on clothes. I hate it so much. So that's why I was talking with him that I honestly prefer to look for something that I really like, and when I'm sure, like, go straight and try it on, instead of going like to a lot of stores and trying a dress over and over and over again, because I have so clear which kind of dresses I totally like. So I honestly don't know that I'm gonna be going to lots of stores and trying lots of dresses, because to me that's super stressful. I don't like it. It's a waste of time, and I don't find it funny at all.
Malia asked, did you set a date yet? No, but we were talking about maybe March, because like here the weather in March is great. Like it's warming up from winter, and it's not so hot yet, and it's also not rainy season. So you're pretty sure to have great weather that time of year. Although one thing about March and April is it does start to get pretty windy.
Yeah.
It can be pretty windy in those months. So
Or February. I don't know. It's because we're almost in August, like the last part of the year, and it's still raining, and then it's gonna get super cold. So I don't know. I prefer to wait a little bit longer.
So Phil, the Phil we know, $100 super chat. Thank you so much. That might be the biggest super chat we've ever received. So thanks so much. Really appreciate that. For the wedding fund. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Crouching Tiger Hidden Dragon says, I will pay $300 to join the boat. Wow.
Oh.
Like to be in the wedding? Groomsmen or something. And then another huge one, $49.99. Wow. Thank you so much, guys. Ron says, congrats. Can't wait to hear and hopefully see your wedding.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
maybe I was thinking that even though if I decide not to make like a research or go to look for my wedding dresses, maybe if you're interested, we can maybe make a video about the locations that we visit. That will be really nice because I would like to visit some kind of
Like the
locations,
venues for the wedding?
like the venues for the
Oh,
wedding.
yeah,
That
that'd
will
be
be
a cool
really
video.
cool. And obviously, we were talking about doing the wedding in Hidalgo, which is really close to Querétaro, but it's also gorgeous. I love Hidalgo. So maybe we can start doing some trips to visit some locations for the wedding. And also we can share obviously what does includes and the cost and
Yeah.
everything. So it will be easier for you as well, like to know
And
about it.
Hidalgo, you were saying, has so many pretty locations, but something about it is it's a lot cheaper than Querétaro. So we could maybe if we had it in Hidalgo, just one state over, a couple hours drive away, maybe it's half the price of doing it somewhere near
Yeah, and
the
most of
city
the
of
time,
Querétaro.
if you hire the whole package with a hotel of Hacienda or something, they also make a huge discount for your guest
Oh, okay.
at their rooms in the hotel. So that's also really really nice. Another great location for weddings. What I actually heard that it can be cheaper, or I'm not sure, but it says it's awesome. It's Valle de Bravo, which is not super
Oh,
far away from Querétaro. So maybe we can start investigating. And yeah, obviously, keep with that. Follow Soul of the channel of traveling, but also showing the wedding locations we visit. That would be really awesome. I would rather do that more than the wedding dresses because I'm not sure what's going to happen with the wedding dress. But yeah.
Scott says, so many delusional people on here. They don't want you at their wedding. There's no way to vet people. Keep believing it and donating money, though. No, no, Scott, we're dead serious. Like we absolutely would have people at the wedding. Yes, there's no way to vet people, but I mean, like if we're selling tickets like that, I mean, if someone's buying a ticket like to pay for their basically to cover the costs of like to cover our costs, I mean, that's already a sign to me that, hey, they really want to be there. But if also if we had some subscribers coming, I feel like maybe we'd hire security too, just in case someone was coming with bad intentions. Um, because I would hate for someone to come and try to ruin the wedding.
Yeah.
So there's that possibility. But no, we're dead serious. Like before even like starting the stream or anything, we had already been talking about if we would invite subscribers, and yeah, it's certainly a possibility. Christina says, just make the peeps pay in full in advance to come. Yeah, and like we might have to like make it a while in advance because it to like you have to pay for the package in advance or at
Yeah.
least monthly.
So I was telling him that most of the time, like weddings are a year after the engagement. So that gives you at least 8 to 12 months to tell your guest
Uh-huh.
that they are invited so they can schedule the date of your wedding, and if they need to travel where they have enough time to get their plane's ticket. But also for us it's easier because you have that time to plan uh, how many people you're going to invite and start paying slowly, in case of paying like everything in one time, and it's like that's so overwhelming. And obviously because you have to your guests have to tell you if they're coming or not,
Uh-huh.
because in case that, for example, you're inviting 100 people and 20 can't come, like can't show up, you can offer those 20 tickets you already paid for to other people
Yeah.
who really would like to come. So that will be also another option. I mean, we are trying to make our like guest list, but obviously if they have some cancellation, maybe we can like make some kind of rifa or
Yeah,
whatever,
raffle.
like a raffle to offer those tickets to people who really would like to come. And I don't know, maybe doing some kind of contest, like give us a reason why you would like to be here, why you I should invite you, something like that, to make it funnier. And obviously we will pay for those tickets, but again, just for a few ones. It's impossible for us to pay for everyone's ticket, but yeah, we'll figure out how to make it happen.
James brings up the food, saying don't make it too complicated, but we can talk about our ideas for the food. So what we would really love is to have a taco stand set up. So like we hire a taqueria to come there and like do their thing, like maybe one of our favorite taquerias here, and to make tacos for everybody. And also, what else? Like what other stands?
Yeah, we were talking about like having a lot of street food stands, and for example, esquites.
So like
or
corn on the cob or corn in a cup, and then you put all sorts of good stuff on it. It's
with
delicious.
toppings. And
Yeah.
also we thought about what else? What else? Churros and marquesitas.
Oh yeah. So basically various street food stands that I think that'd be super cool for a
Yeah.
Mexican wedding.
And
That
also,
everybody would love it as well.
and also we saw a stand of where it was like a bar, and we were like preparing like different kind of cocktails and
Oh
margaritas
yeah.
and things like that, but with fresh fruits at the moment, and not just like just alcohol and
Yeah. And
soda.
like you could, so like maybe you rent a venue and then we have like various street food carts and stands to for the to provide all the food, because like at some weddings you can pay so much for every plate of food, and then a lot of times the kitchen and staff, they just can't deliver that much food and prepare that much food without it being cold by the time it gets to all the guests. So with taco stands and esquite stands and churros and all that, like you get hot fresh food that's also tasty. So I love that idea.
I would love that. I mean, that's why we were talking. Like, we would like to be a wedding where everybody has a good time.
Yeah.
So, obviously, respecting some kind of formality about it. But also, it's like if you are dancing and you would like to go to get a margarita, or if you would like to, what are you doing?
I wanted to ask, can I see your
Sorry. Okay, that everybody can do whatever like they want and eat a lot and be happy and have a good time. That's what we want, basically. They want to see the ring. It's like uh, I love it.
It's hard to
It's hard to see
see with the light, the
with
lights
the light,
reflecting on it.
but I love it because I don't know if you can see it. I think this kind of ring, it's called a chapel kind of ring, because it's a little bit like it's not flat at most of it, and this one has a small heart right there. And I love the small heart. I love it so much. I love my ring so much. But yeah, the light is not helping.
Ishmael, thanks so much for the super chat. Really
Thanks.
appreciate that. He says, my little gift. Congratulations. I live in
Oh,
Queretaro
that's
too.
awesome.
Thanks so much. Maybe we can meet up sometime.
Yeah.
And Robert with the $40 super chat. Glad you found a life partner. Thinking of coming, doing the same. I do not speak Spanish, only French. French and English. But
That's more than enough. That's more than enough.
I mean, there are a lot of women here who do speak English. There are quite a few. I mean, there's a lot that know minimal English, but there's also a pretty good number that are close to fluent or fluent. And Basil, thanks so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. And from Robert as well. Thank you all.
Thank you.
What are the super stickers? Good luck.
Oh,
And thank you for being you.
thank you.
Love them.
It says,
Well, Roland says, have a wedding
yeah.
in San Miguel.
I don't think so.
I mean, it'd be very nice, and there's lots of nice places there to do it, but I bet it'd be really expensive.
Yeah. Super expensive. I don't think so. I mean, if we can, that's why we were talking. It's like, if for the same amount of price you can have way more things and nicer, we will do for the more things, maybe paying the same, obviously not that much, but with more things, like for example Hidalgo than Querétaro, we will definitely go for that. I think it's worth it. Sometimes it's not necessary to pay a lot, I think.
Okay, what other questions do we have here? Robert says, congrats. Wish I could be there. Thank you so much. Guys, just get married and take a honeymoon trip somewhere and save money for the babies. They cost a lot. Congratulations, by the way.
And he wants twins, so it costs the doubles.
Well, I've mentioned twins because you don't want to get pregnant a bunch of times, so
Yeah,
might as well just have them all at once.
all at once.
Like, take those pills or whatever you take to release multiple eggs. So you have like 5 kids and then you don't have to get pregnant again.
You kidding me? 5 kids.
Will the puppies be in the wedding? Although I think the idea is super cute. I think in reality it would be a horrible idea.
Yeah.
So we talked about this earlier in the stream, but I'll do it more quickly here. So basically it's different here. So Mai was explaining to me that the fact that her family has been inviting me to go out to eat over to their house, to go on trips, things like that, that's already giving me permission to ask her to be my wife. So there is something called a pedida de mano here, which translates to asking for the hand, but that actually comes after the engagement. So, for example, you showed me one of your friends on social media who got engaged, then had the pedida de mano, then the wedding, and the pedida de mano was about 6 months after the engagement. The wedding was about another 6 months after that. So, yeah,
it's a long
different.
time. It's so different. Yeah.
But you were saying there are some cases where here in some families where you would ask the father or the parents for permission before, but not in this case.
No, I think I honestly don't know, but I'm almost sure that that's not super common nowadays.
Okay.
So.
And that's still the tradition in the US, I believe. More people asking, can we come to the wedding? But with a laughing smiley face, I don't know if you're being serious or not.
That's a problem. We don't know if you're serious or not.
I'm sure some people are and others are just joking.
Yeah. But yeah, we are saying over and over again that we are going to try to make it possible. So you, if you really want to come, you can come.
And Mai had also brought up the idea of inviting single people to find their future husband or wife.
Because I have a lot of friends. Yeah, seriously, I have lots of friends that are single, and all of them are like, oh, we are single. Are there gonna be single people in your wedding? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. So I was saying to him, like, maybe we can find some other matches at our wedding and make another Like we can be the, how you say, people who help each other to find their love.
Matchmaker.
Yeah, those matchmakers at our wedding.
Jorge says, I had a formal dinner where my father asked approval of her father. So was that after the engagement or before the engagement? And that's also not how it works at least in the US, because in the US it would be me asking permission from her father
Uh-huh.
before the engagement. But that's different than how it works here. Freedom Playa, thanks so much for the $4.99 super chat, $499 for clarity. Congratulations again, beautiful people. Wishing you a beautiful wedding and an even more beautiful life ahead together. Thanks
Thank
so much.
you.
Really appreciate that. Johnny says, good idea, Maya, playing matchmaker.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, we all deserve to find our love, and sometimes you end finding it at the most unexpected places. So that would be really awesome if, I don't know, my single friends or whatever can find their true love at my wedding. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Christina says the best money spent at our daughter's wedding was for a coordinator. Takes the worry off of you on the big day. They handle all the problems. So there's a wedding app here. I forget what it's called, but we were looking at various services that people were offering. So on this app, you can scroll through there and there will be wedding planners, there will be musicians, all sorts of stuff, right? And venues. But we were looking at some highly rated wedding planners. And like, I remember it's this, there's one that's a couple of girls, and their fee for planning the entire wedding is 25,000 pesos, or in dollars at the current exchange rate, we're probably looking at $1,450, a little under 1,500 for that. So that's something we would consider. And I'm guessing they would act as like a coordinator for the wedding day as well, like taking care of all, like they've done this over and over and over. It's their job. So having a couple people like that who've done this many times, I think that would be a really good investment.
Yeah, especially because it can become so overwhelming to plan everything. My friends who have already, like got married, they are like hire a wedding planner because there are a lot of details that you have to figure out, and doing it alone, it can be really, really stressful, and there's no
Yeah.
need to get super stressed about your wedding. So let the wedding planner to get in charge of everything.
Yeah. And all the time that we would spend planning it and doing everything that we're doing, like we could spend that time earning money from our careers to pay for that, right? So time is valuable too. So this is Jorge, the one who said that his father asked for permission from the woman's father, and it was done after the engagement.
Yeah. It's the same, no? It's like pedida de mano after the engagement.
Yeah.
Hernan, thanks for the super chat. Puede ser boda de traje. You could just dream it for the fans, que vivan los novios, y como dice Jack Sparrow, amo las bodas, van por todas partes. So, boda de traje, it's like the traje, it's like when you say that every one of your guests is gonna get something for the wedding. Like
bring a gift, or you're giving your guest a gift?
No, like the traje, it's like, it's called, like, for example, I'm gonna make a meal, the traje, and it says that all of your guests bring something. For example, when we had the carne asada with our friends, that some bring soda, and other ones bring a carne, and the other ones
so a word we use for that is a potluck. Like if you're having a big meal with lots of people, you can call it a potluck, and then one person's responsible for bringing dessert, and others for a main dish, and others for an appetizer, drinks, and so on. Okay. And what does the rest of that say? Just so everybody knows.
Que vivan los novios. It's like, I don't know how to say it. in English. And then it's, as Jack Sparrow says, I love the wedding because there's rum everywhere. Rum everywhere. Make sure she has a molcajete y un metate para la salsa y tortillas hechas a mano first. Thanks for the super chat, James.
Yeah,
Second,
$50 super chat. Wow. Thanks
I
so
don't
much.
know how to make tortillas. Sorry. He already knew that since the very beginning and he decided to marry me anyway. And yeah, we're planning to get a molcajete because he loves salsas, the molcajete. And yeah, we're finally planning to get one.
Yeah, everyone's saying potluck. So
Potluck.
a potluck wedding. That's where everyone brings their own dish.
Yeah.
When is the bachelor party? We haven't talked about like if we'll even have a bachelorette party.
I don't think I need one. I don't know. What for? I mean, I don't drink much. I hate partying.
Well, drink it. I mean, just one drink. If she has no, like let's say we go to a restaurant and she orders a cocktail. The cocktail will be this big and she'll have this much left. She'll drink this much. She'll be like, I'm drunk.
Yeah, so a bachelor party, I'm not sure if I want that. I don't want to die before my wedding.
Wedding in Vegas. We could do a fast and cheap wedding in Vegas.
And that's all.
David says, I wish I had a nice woman to help me through the transition to another country. Yeah, you have to go there and find a nice woman.
Oh, Christina, that idea, it's really nice. Christina, just have a girls' pamper day with your girls. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like
spa day,
nails,
manicures,
yeah,
all that stuff.
Yeah, I like that idea. I don't like anything with alcohol.
Roland says, do you plan to raise your kids in Queretaro? Any thoughts of returning to the U.S.? Yeah, I would think so. Like all of your family is here. So being near the grandparents always helps make it easier. And I've like the grandparents on my family side would be in the US and in Canada. So it's more spread out there, whereas all your family is here. However, with that said, I would happily spend like summers up in Minnesota, like by the lakes there. That would be really nice. So then my family could see the kids as well, at least for part of the year. Chris says, congratulations, you two. I smell another Mazatlan trip coming.
Yeah, actually, we were talking with my best friend. She was one of the, like the one we went to.
She was in
Mazatlan.
the video.
She was in the video. And we were saying like, I really, because when we were to Mazatlan, we were talking about coming back by the end of the year. And she was like, are we really going to go back to Mazatlan? Because I'm not in shape enough to go at the faro, like when you have to walk a lot and hike up. And we're like, well, actually, we haven't think about that. But yeah, it was funny that she remembered.
Sandy asked, Jordan, are you going to dress like a charro? Like charro beans? Frijoles charros? I don't know what a charro
you
is.
You can only think about charro beans. Come on.
So there's this delicious Mexican dish called frijoles charros. And there's a taqueria that we like, a taco joint, that they give you complimentary frijoles charros. And on Google, my Google app on my phone's in English, so it translates all the reviews to English. And it was saying for that place that people love the charro beans. And her entire family thought that was hilarious, instead of frijoles charros.
And now all of them say charro beans instead of frijoles charros. So this is un traje de charro.
Okay, can we show that?
Beans.
So that's dressing like a charro. Sí. And then you would eat charro beans. So Sandy's laughing at the Sandy said mariachi guy.
The mariachi guy.
Charro means.
Because it sounds so funny. Let's just be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. And I was also thinking about like how they dressed for in the Dumb and Dumber movie. I think that would be perfect with like the tangerine or the blue suit with the cane and the top hat. I showed you it before. At first, you're like, "No way, I'll kill you." And then you're like, "Well, maybe the tangerine guy."
Yeah, I remember now that my parents were laughing.
Manuel says Mazatlan's super hot right now. Yeah, we would have to probably wait till October or November to go back there
Yeah.
because yeah, in the summer, most beach destinations around Mexico are going to be super hot and humid. Mazatlan is a little bit more tolerable than Puerto Vallarta or Cancun, but just because it's a 2 degrees more tolerable and like not quite as humid does not mean that it's comfortable. It's still very hot and humid. Rodolfo, I can't see stars from our software here, but I think this meant you sent stars since it's a blank comment. So thank you so much. We'll have to look at that when the stream's over, and we'll respond to anyone who sent stars. Ooh, I hope there's a huge mariachi band at the wedding reception.
Yeah, we were talking about that we want some live music, but we still don't know which kind of live music do we want. I like mariachi a lot.
I do too.
But not for longer periods of time. It can become really, really, really like annoying after a long time.
I mean, I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I would love to have it where it's like a saxophone guy comes and plays for a while, then a mariachi comes for a while, and then maybe some other band. So like it changes up every now and then.
Yeah. I love live music, definitely, but I think that would be expensive.
I've seen some of the prices, and like when you're talking about like just one person playing an instrument, it's a whole heck of a lot cheaper than like a 12-person mariachi band. So like having a saxophone guy and then some other musician, like that's going to be a lot cheaper than having a big mariachi band. But yeah, I don't know. That's not the one I tried to click on. Do you plan to live in Mexico forever?
We don't know. Probably.
I would live here forever.
We were saying that maybe we would like to spend some part of the year in Minnesota, close to the lake, and some others here in Mexico, most of the part here in Mexico. But obviously, there are those are just ideas.
Yeah.
We still don't know.
Cesar says, have a Star Wars themed fiesta.
Yeah, it will be awesome.
Oh, speaking of the video where the proposal video, JG says, love your response when he asked you to marry you, Mai. Truly beautiful. Congrats to you both. Thanks so much. And by the way, if you guys haven't seen that yet, that's posted on both Facebook and YouTube, so you can go check it out. Fabian says, what's the budget? So far it's 0. We have to save.
That's why we are planning to get married maybe at the beginning of next year so we can save.
My favorite video is the term of endearment, the Gordita video. It's a little short that we made. That's pretty funny. You can go find that by going to the Tangerine Travels YouTube page, clicking on the Shorts tab, and look for the one about Gordita. Those are fun to make.
Henry, thanks for the super chat.
Yeah. Jordan, have you ever been invited to a wedding in Mexico? If so, can you talk about how were they? And then a question for you.
May, ¿qué tal una luna de miel en París, Francia?
So first of all, have I been invited to a wedding here? Yes.
But it was like half
Half
Mexican, half
American.
American. It was not even close to a traditional Mexican wedding. I was telling him like maybe a part of it, yeah, maybe a part of it, but I was telling him like, love, this is not what you imagine it's gonna be. Mexican weddings are insane, insane. Everybody's dancing, everybody's drinking, lots of noise. Yeah, everybody's making lots of jokes, blah blah blah.
What do you think of a honeymoon in Paris? I picture a honeymoon at a beach destination.
Me too. I mean, I honestly haven't. I'm not a huge fan of Paris. Maybe France, but not Paris. And I think it can be like super expensive, and you can get for the same price something nicer. I would love to go to Punta Cana in República Dominicana. I don't know if it's like a honeymoon, but one of my dream beach destinations, it's Punta
Okay.
Cana. So I would love to go there.
Fabian says, I recommend the Rosewood Hotel. So that's in San Miguel de Allende, and it is gorgeous,
It's super
but also
expensive.
super expensive. I imagine a wedding there would be, ooh, yeah, that might be pricey.
La banda limón, puro tamborazo.
What's that saying?
Yeah, those are just the names of bands, the
Oh.
música de banda.
Okay.
And yeah, they were super noisy and funny.
Jordan, will Alaska and the pups play a role on the day? In theory, I love the idea, but the practicality of it, I don't know. I don't know how practical it is. I have a feeling it might cause more of a headache.
Yeah.
Road Bicyclist, thanks for the super chat. Congratulations from Texas. Research Ruby's quinceañera years ago. Her dad invited everyone and the media got involved. Thousands showed up. Someone else mentioned Ruby something in a comment and I didn't know what it was talking about.
Yeah, it was the girl of quinceañera, and then they made an investigation on social media, and it got viral because basically, as he said, thousand people show up, and
Why did it go viral though? Like, what about it? Like, quinceañera, everybody has a quinceañera. Or
yes, but it's not like you make the invitation on social media open to everybody.
Oh, that's like it was literally her dad invited everyone. So he literally
it started
everyone.
as a joke, but in the end, thousands of people arrived. It totally got out of control, and it was all like in social media.
You never had a quinceañera?
No, I don't like that.
Do you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a tradition that when you turn 15, you have the quinceañera party, which it's basically where you wear that huge dress and you show up as the new woman you become. And actually, when I was maybe like 13, my father asked me, like, asked me and my sister, because yeah, my sister it's close to my age, and he was like, well, girls, you're gonna turn 15 soon, so would you like to have your quinceañera party, or would you like to go somewhere out of
Like
the
on a
country,
trip.
like on a trip?
Yeah.
And both of us were like, on a trip. We actually never liked the quinceañera party because I absolutely don't like the real origin of the tradition.
And you were telling me, like, still in some small towns, that when the girl turns 15, like, she'll be brought to the center square for her quinceañera, and basically like that's showing her off to find a husband.
A husband.
And basically the the guy who can provide the most to the family is the one who's going to marry that girl. And oftentimes he's 40, 50 years old, like, and he gives the family of the girl a house or a piece of land, or maybe if it's a very poor pueblo, maybe like a cow or something.
Yeah, so the meaning of the quinceañera party, or at least the origin, nowadays it's obviously just for fun, but it's like to show that your little girl had become a woman, which I think it's absurd because there's no possible way that you, with 15 years, can be a woman or be ready to have kids or get married. But anyway, that was the way it was used to be. So I never liked that feeling or that origin of their party. I definitely was like, no, I don't want to be part of it. I want to cut with that tradition, at least in my family. And my sister agreed. So we didn't had a quinceañera party. Obviously, I had the religious ceremony, like to be thankful with God because I was 15. And also I had a meal with my closest family and friends, but I never had a quinceañera party. And instead we went to Canada.
Henry says, Maya Jordan, what about a honeymoon in Bora Bora? Expensive, but well worth it. I'd love to stay in one of those over the water bungalows, like where they have a glass floor underneath where
Sí,
you can
ya
see
he
that
visto
fish
eso
swimming
en la
by.
tele. Looks so good. Yeah.
And we can use our free night certificates from Hilton for those. We just have to fly there. Fabian says a quinceañera is low-key sex trafficking. At least like maybe in small towns, like the small rural towns. Super Dave, thanks for the super chat. Is Guadalajara a good place to retire? So, I mean, it could be depending on what your interests are and like what you want in life. It's a much bigger city than where we live in Queretaro. So Queretaro here is like 1.5 million people or so. Guadalajara, like 6 million, maybe 7 million, something like that. So a very big city, lots of things to do. I the weather is better here in Querétaro. It's hotter in Guadalajara, but I like Guadalajara. It's a nice city. I still can't pronounce it, but
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. There's a song called Guadalajara.
Is your wife Indian or Mexican? She is
Mexican.
Mexican, and she's my fiance.
I
I like saying that.
Yes.
I called her my ex-girlfriend. She didn't like that. And she's like, upgraded girlfriend.
Please. We make a lot of jokes about that.
Christine says, growing up in the States with Hispanic friends, they told me the quinceañera was kind of like a sweet 16 party now.
It is now, yeah. But the origin was different. So that's why I didn't want it that. Because also here my family, like my father's family, is like really like traditional about it. And when you have your quinceañera party, it's like a lot of rituals. It's like the religious ceremony plus they give you the doll plus your first heels plus your first blah blah blah
And
blah
then
blah.
each person in the family is responsible for bringing something else. So like, one might bring your first pair of heels.
Another doll that it means that you won't play with dolls anymore, or the tiara, which it means like you're become from princess to a queen, blah blah blah. It was like, oh no, that's overwhelming, it's boring, I don't like it. Okay, bye.
Robert, thanks so much for the super chat. I know you know this. In life, never be pressured for decisions you make. What you dream of will come in the future. Life is a waiting game. And I honestly believe that what you believe that you deserve, like you'll end up getting that. Because I've had that experience. Like I was reading a book once that was talking about this, and I'm like, at first I'm like, no, this is BS. But then one day I just really I started trying to believe what I wanted, and it all happened so quickly. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe there is something to this. And then ever since then, it's just been just a crazy change for the better.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for the super chat. Did y'all ever get the rest of your deposit back? Jordan, you also need to officially choose between America and Chivas. We have not gotten the rest of our deposit back. We're still waiting. We'll see. We should, whether we have to go through legal means or not, but we should eventually get that. And I don't know if I can ever choose between America and Chivas. Half the people hate me no matter which, so I have to stay neutral.
Yeah, that's the best decision you can make. Stay neutral.
Doug, thanks for the super chat. When my daughter was a baby, she pronounced, will you say that word? I can't say it.
You can say
I can't say that word.
You can
It's
say
this word here in Spanish is the hardest word in the Spanish language for me to pronounce. Naranja. I can't say it as ha ha ha. So like when something Hugo de this word, like the orange juice is on the menu and here in Queretaro, I won't order it because I can't say the word. So I go with the Hugo Verde. So that word was pronounced ha ha ha, and Guadalajara is ha ha ha. That's so, yeah, probably like ha 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 ha. That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah, I love it too.
Why would he choose between America and Chivas when he lives in the city of the Gallos? Guys, they live in Querétaro. If they're not going for the Gallos, I mean, come on. I remember a comment that someone once left on the channel. It was like, the only bad thing about Querétaro is their soccer team.
Yeah.
Congratulations, and I want the best for you. Thank you. Maybe you want to consider a leap year, February 2019. I don't know if I would choose February 2019, but it's like,
I don't think so. Maybe February, it's a good month for a wedding, but leap year, I don't know.
When and where is the wedding? When, we don't know exactly where.
We don't know either.
We don't know, but in Mexico, probably somewhere in or around Querétaro, but it could be a nearby state like Hidalgo. Tammy says, pronounce naranja. Yeah, and I can say it like that. I can say naranja, but that's saying it like very much the gringo way, naranja. Like that's no problem for me, but I'm not. That's not pronouncing it correctly. Naranja. I can't say it.
Yeah, so cute.
And I also struggle with the words that have dr in the middle, like padre and Pedro.
I was like Pedro and perro, and sometimes I got confused because you're saying like perro, y yo perro qué, like dog. No, Pedro. Pedro, no perro. So it's kind of funny.
Oh, this is a good question. Is there a most popular month for weddings in Mexico or here in Querétaro? Because like in the US, everyone says, oh, I want a June wedding, because June in a lot of places in the US, well, so basically the northern half of the US, we get winter and we get snow, right? So with June, it's summer, or it's like it's warm enough to have a wedding, but it's not so hot. It's not in the middle of the summer yet.
Mm.
So June is like considered the perfect month for a wedding a lot of times.
Actually, here I don't know. But most of the time in June, it already starts the wedding season. And I don't want to take that risk. It could be a nightmare if it rains.
So Taco Cruiser, thanks for the super chat. Will you become a Mexican citizen after marriage? It doesn't work that way here. You can't just become a citizen from getting married. So you do have a fast, if I remember right, you have a faster path to citizenship, or maybe that's having a kid in Mexico. Anyway, one of the two, having a kid or no, here's how it works. Okay, so if you have a child in Mexico, if I remember right, you get permanent residency immediately as a foreigner. Because if you have a child who's a Mexican citizen, which because your child was born in Mexico, they'd automatically be a Mexican citizen. You, as a parent, get permanent residency without any financial requirements whatsoever. And then after you do that, I believe you have a fast track to citizenship, which is 2 years, if I remember right. Or is it a year and a half, something like that. But after those 2 years or a year and a half or whatever it is, then you still have to take the citizenship test. And this is basically you have to know some Mexican history and you have to be able to take this test in Spanish and also pass the Spanish language skill test. So if your Spanish is good enough and you know the Mexican history and you meet all those other qualifications, yes, you can get citizenship, but it's not super easy. Like it takes some various qualifications. But there might also be that a fast track to citizenship through marriage. But like basically if I didn't have residency in Mexico, I do have residency, but if I didn't and I married her, a Mexican citizen, I would be able to get temporary residency. Mm-hmm. And then after 2 years, I'd be able to convert that to permanent residency. And like the normal path, if you go through the financial requirements, which I did, I get temporary residency first, then after 4 years, I can convert that to permanent residency. So basically, marriage takes 2 years off of the time frame to get permanent residency. And then I don't know if it's fast tracked through marriage, the citizenship process, but after permanent residency, after having that for 5 years, you can then apply for citizenship. But yeah, it's fast tracked if you have a kid, and maybe it's fast tracked if you're married to a Mexican too, but I'm not sure on that. So there's a lot of details there, lots of numbers, so hopefully that wasn't too confusing. James, thanks for the super chat. That's funny. My son had the same problem. He would say, "Hugo de ah ha ha." I had trouble with the word yellow for many years. Yellow is easy for me because it's basically like you're just saying the color yellow in English. It's almost exactly the same pronunciation. And by the way, if you don't know, yellow, Hielo, that's the word for ice here. So if you want to drink with ice, you would say con hielo, or without ice, sin hielo. It's a slightly different pronunciation, but if you say literally the color yellow in English, you'll be understood. It'll sound a little bit weird, but you'll be understood. No, the gringo's way is naranja with the J sound. Naranja. Well, that's a really gringo way. And then a slightly less gringo way is naranja. But that's easy for me to say, but I can't say it the proper way. It just doesn't work for me. I'm trying. Do you have any that you want to click on, by the way?
I'm reading it. No, not really. We're following the certain order.
Jay says, congratulations, Jordan and Mai. You two give me hope of finding true love. How did you two meet? And was it love at first sight? First of all, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And do you want to say how we met?
Uh, well, let me move a little
We
bit.
met at the Saturday organic market, and she was looking at the fruit, and I asked her to. No, that's a total lie.
No, we met. I remember that I was telling him that it was funny because I'm at the expats group on Facebook, and I remember that he made a post looking for a physical therapist, and I was like, no, I'm not going to answer that.
This was before I'd met
But
you.
but I remember seeing his post online actually, and I was like, no, because I already had a bad experience on booking somebody from Facebook, and it was horrible. So at the time I was like, no, I'm not going to book. But I saw his post, and then we met online. But uh, we were talking, and I remember that I was so scared of dating, and I was all the time saying like, no, I'm super busy to go out, because he wanted to like invite me to go out for a drink or something, and I was like, no, 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 I can't do it, I have a test. And at that time I was actually doing another specialty, and I was with a bunch of work and whatever. But
But we met
I
through an app, like an online
yeah,
app.
we met to an app, and also because my best friend has been using those dating apps for a while, and she was like, "My, you are super busy, so you should like upload one of those apps, because at least you can meet somebody, and that's not necessary that you're going to go on a date. You can just talk with somebody else." And I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to try, because yeah, actually I'm super bored. Like, I worked a lot, I haven't met a lot of people in a while. So I remember that upload that app, and I we started talking immediately. But we had a really really good chat. It was really funny since the
Yeah.
very beginning. And then he was like, "Oh, I really want to invite you to go out." And I was like, "No," I was so scared, because obviously as a Mexican, my mind was like, "No, he's not gonna kidnap me. It's not going to be safe." And obviously a lot of things can happen. So I was really really careful, and I took the time to talk to him more. And I remember that maybe after 3 weeks or something, he told me like, "My, you know what? I really want to meet you. I'm so interested on you. But if you don't want to go out with me, this is not going to work." So he told me that he wanted to meet me at the time, the day, the hour that it was work perfect for me. So I remember that I told him to meet him at my lunchtime, like on a Wednesday or something so random, because I was like, I honestly don't know if I want to spend much time with this guy. I was super scared. Obviously not because he was like rude or suspicious, no, but because of everything that you heard in the news and things like that. So I was like, I'm gonna talk. And when we met, uh he was so sweet, because he arrived with a huge bouquet of flowers, and I was like, nobody had given me a bouquet of flowers like that in the first date. And I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And we went out, and I don't know, I felt a connection immediately. It was like I felt that if I already knew him for a very long time. And obviously I had to go back to work. But anyway, we really wanted to keep in touch. And we realized that we started talking about our goals in life and what we wanted at the early stages of the relationships, when we were already dating. And we realized that we had like similar goals in life, that we had the same values, that we were so different in so many ways, but at the same time that we were respectful with each other, like like what we wanted to do or whatever. And we were like, well, I think it's worth trying, and that's why we started in a relationship.
I was laughing at this Jordan the kidnapper, and then he says Stockholm syndrome. But part of that question was it love at first sight? I mean, I thought she was really pretty, but no, I wouldn't say it was love at first sight. However, like, got to know each other pretty quickly, and it was only like a month after we met that I remember we were at this one mall, and I just stopped her, and I'm like, I'm gonna marry you.
Yeah, and
Like, I knew that I was gonna marry her, like, not too long after we started dating.
oh,
You both are super adorable together. Cling on tight. Thank you.
Yes. You already click on that super chat?
Oh,
don't
no, I
so.
think I missed some.
Carlos
Carlos,
Ruiz, thanks for the super chat. Get married in October, November. Best time to get married. Plane tickets are cheaper and the weather is nice during the time. And congratulations. Yes, but it's so soon.
oh yeah. We'd have to do that pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's so soon. Yeah, I absolutely love the weather in October or November. I love those months. Those are my favorite months of the year. However, I never consider it because it's like we're already in like end of July
I'll be
and
right back.
planning a wedding in such like 3 months or so. It sounds like a nightmare. So I don't think so. Any more questions while he's gone? Oh, plan travel. What does your family says? Uh, well, they are happy for us. They we had a dinner with my family yesterday after the engagement, and all of us were like really happy and gave us a hug. And obviously, we didn't talk much about the wedding because they perfectly know that we have zero about it. Like no place, no date, no nothing. But we were having a really good time. And my parents know that he's a good guy. So, yeah, basically, that's all. They're happy about our engagement and they all come about it, which is the most important thing.
Linda asked, did you move into a new house?
Not yet.
No, but we have the keys to the new house.
Hola, preciosa hermosa.
The lease is signed and we have the keys. So we're pretty excited about that.
October, November 2024. Yeah, that's an option.
How many days have you been engaged? 4.
Yes.
Alana hates the clock. Thanks for the super chat. Are you familiar with the poet Khalil Gibran marriage poem?
Oh,
Check it out.
I'm gonna check it out.
No, I'm not, but thanks for letting us know. We'll take a look at it later. All right, and thanks for the super chat if I didn't say that. Christina asks, when will we get a tour of the new place? Does it have a big yard? It has a bigger yard than we currently have. It's not massive. It's not like the massive yard we showed in the video from a few days ago. But yeah,
it's big enough.
Yeah, it's big enough.
No,
So the house we're living in right now, we haven't given a tour of this house yet because based on the view, people could know where we live. So we were going to wait until we were moved out of this house to do a tour. However, with the new house, nobody can know where we live based on any kind of view. So I think we could do a tour of that one moving in, but
Yeah.
we wouldn't be telling you like what neighborhood it is or anything like that, just for our safety. Jeff asked, y'all got stalkers? Yeah, there's some zombies stalking us.
As always, as always. What would it be social media without the zombies and stalkers and haters?
Ana Maria, if you're sending stars, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we can't see it from our software, but we'll check after we finish the stream. The white guys are telling Jordan, you better treat her right. And the Mexicans are saying to Mai, don't screw it up, mija.
Mija.
Ari asks, are you guys getting married in Querétaro?
Probably.
It'll probably be here or around here. But like, for example, Hidalgo might be an option because it's close by and a lot cheaper.
Lo veo.
Dave, thanks so much for the super chat. He says, congratulations. Really appreciate that.
I have Clover right here by my side, and I just touch his nose.
Nasario asks, kids in the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
2.
And a half.
2.
Two
And
sets
a
of.
half.
No, that doesn't work. 2 sets of twins.
No. No.
Random question. Have English speakers pronounced your name like the month of May?
In
Yes,
Spanish speakers saying Gordon, like Gordon with an H.
Yes, people call her May all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I have to call her Mai in the videos before people will start saying Mai.
But
I know
it's fine.
I know it sounds like when I first heard that name as an English speaker, it sounded weird to me to call someone that because it's like possessive. It's a possessive word, like my house, my table. So for me, I was so used to that being that it was difficult for me to get used to saying that as a name. Like for me, Myra is much more comfortable to say. Not anymore, but like at first. Christy says, I can't figure out why I can't send super chats. Yeah, I don't know. It could be in your settings, like in your Google or YouTube settings.
Oh,
It
Chloe.
could be the country you're in. Maybe the country you're in isn't supported for that. Probably not. I think most countries are supported. But yeah, that's a couple places you can check. What's the time difference from the USA? So it depends on the time of year, but right now I believe we're the same as Central Standard Time in the US. So like the same as the time in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thanks for the super chat. Jordan, is your family cool that you're marrying someone who isn't white? Yeah, they don't care. That doesn't matter. Also, would you ever visit Belarus? I don't know what's in Belarus. I'm super ignorant of it. So, I mean, I don't have anything against Belarus. So, yes, but there's no plans to go there in the immediate future. Have you ever been to the basaltic formations in Hidalgo?
Yeah. So cool.
I don't think so. I think we were very close to it.
We,
when
we
went.
passed outside of the basaltic
Oh, yeah.
formations, but we were going to a museum or something like that. Uy, Tailandia, sí.
Come to Thailand for the honeymoon.
I would love to go to Thailand. I don't know if for the honeymoon, but I would love to go to Thailand.
I thought it was Maya, like Azteca.
No.
That is a name here that some
Yeah,
people are called.
It's a name too.
But no, for her it's May, M-A-Y, and that's short for Myra.
You skip that super chat. Arthur Cepeda. You
Okay.
select it and then you take it off.
Arthur, thanks so much for the $20 super chat. Congratulations. I love you too. And God bless you both now and in your future. Thanks so much. That's really sweet of you. Will you have the wedding live streamed.
I don't think so.
Live streaming. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. I don't think so.
We wouldn't be able to interact with you like this if we did. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I hadn't thought about it.
But it will be hard.
If we had, I'd need some technical help, but there could be a few cameras set up that are connected to the internet somehow, and yeah, it's possible. You're finally going to have children, Jordan. Yeah. Jay asked, Jordan, are you going to say your vows in Spanish? Is there something called vows here?
No. But we can do it. You can do it in English if you want. We can put some screens with the translation, simultaneous translation to Spanish and so.
Oh, I might be wrong about it being the same as Central Time right now, because Matt says Central Mexico is actually on the same time zone as Denver and Albuquerque right now. Okay, thanks. I know part of the year we're on like Minnesota time, but yeah, part of the year you're on, or we're on like an hour. What is that? Earlier. Jordan, the time is now different because Mexico stopped daylight savings.
Mm.
And, okay, and I forget when daylight savings is. Was it like June 21st or something? The first day of summer?
I don't remember either.
Are you of German descent? I think I have some German in me. Not a lot. Not more than 50% at least. Much prosperity and fertility to you. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Hola, Bimba. ¿Cómo estás?
Another question asking us if we're inviting subscribers to the wedding. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, and we're considering it, but it would make the wedding more expensive. So we would have to do something to help pay for the additional people, like selling tickets or doing a raffle or something like that, if we were to do anything.
Yeah.
But some people were giving us great ideas for that earlier.
We will try to figure out if it's possible. And if it's not, well, we'll try to record a video so you can be part of it.
Have kids in the US so they can have that good American passport. But like, if I have kids and I'm a US citizen, they can become US citizens automatically, I believe, regardless of whether they're born in the US or in Mexico. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I thought that's how it works. Henry says, guys, out of the following Asian places, where would you most likely visit first? South Korea, Thailand, Bali, Indonesia. How about you? You go first.
No sé. I would love to go to all those places. Maybe Bali goes first. Second, Thailand or Indonesia. And third, South Korea. Yeah, I think third could go South Korea. I love like Korean culture and everything, but I think it's much more expensive and it's the least gentle with foreigners country.
They're
So
so heavy.
I don't know. I think I really will go for Bali first. And you?
Uh, so Bali, from what to be honest, I don't know much about these places. But maybe Thailand in first place. South Korea, I'm a little scared of because I learned how few people speak English there. It's like 1% of the population or something.
Yeah, and they are not super gentle with foreigners.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's why like I love the culture. I mean, I respect the culture. I love Korean food, but it's a country that I have but right now. I don't like that they are not gentle. Not all of them, obviously, with the foreigners.
and Bali, from what I've seen, is beautiful. Indonesia, I don't really know much about it. And then South Korea. I love Korean food. Does that make a
Does that
difference?
count? It was in Alaska. It was Clover.
Yeah, so that dog I just had, that was our newest puppy, Clover. Yes, he's a puppy. He's only like 6 months old, but he's enormous. He's bigger than Alaska
Hey.
already. Oye, stop terrorizing Bimba. And Dragon Master, thanks for the super chat. Congratulations from Albuquerque, New Mexico. You two make an awesome couple. Wishing you guys the best. I will be keeping my eye out for my invitation. Oh, well. Que el Señor los bendiga a los dos.
Gracias.
Is that saying may God bless you both?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Clover.
Petra says Bali is awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Do you ever see yourselves taking tangerine travels to another country? Not,
no sé.
I mean, for trips, sure, but for like to go live somewhere else, I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't really thought about that. No dates yet.
No dates.
We've talked about times of the year, like October, November would be cool, but that'd be really fast.
Mm.
So we're thinking maybe March. I don't know. Taylor, thanks for the super chat.
Please say May doesn't want kids and you're okay with that. We all know past lover is behind the channel that stalked you and it's just sad. Love you.
So
I do want kids.
yeah, she does want kids.
Yeah, I don't understand the first part because I actually want kids.
Yeah.
It's like something that I've had super clear my whole life. It's actually one of the biggest reasons. It's one of the reasons and most important reasons why I chose to become a physical therapist because that would allow me to raise my kids and be super responsible with the education of them. I had super clear that I wanted to become a mom like someday. Obviously, I knew that it existed a possibility that it couldn't happen. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be happy anyway, but if I can have the chance to become a mom, I would love that. I can definitely see myself as a mom. Thanks for the super chat, by the way.
Too cheap to invite to the wedding? Put more water in the soup.
Oh
Oh my God.
my gosh.
Just a big thing of soup, adding water to it. Hey, puppies, you gotta stop this.
Puppies.
Dawn says, well, YouTube made my day. So damn
Yeah.
happy for you both. We can
Thank
see the
you.
love. I think it will last forever. Have a great day. Congrats. Thanks so
Thank you
much,
so
Dawn.
much.
How old is the puppy? So this puppy is
Oh, es orejita.
a year and a few months.
A year and a few months.
How old is she now? What month was she born in?
Marzo. No, no es cierto. I'm lying.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Year and a few months, and
Yeah,
then
it's a year
then
and
the
a few
husky
months.
puppy is 6 months old.
There's super chat about Toby. Yeah.
Hang on. Okay. Jason, thanks for the super chat. Congrats. My girlfriend and I are planning to visit Cancun in October. We were thinking about staying on Isla Mujeres, or would you stay somewhere else? Isla Mujeres is gorgeous. I've never stayed overnight there. I've been there a few times, but just on day trips. Yeah, I think you would love Isla Mujeres. And if you want to go over to Cancun, it's a short ferry right away. It's super easy to get over to the mainland from Isla Mujeres, just a few minutes on the ferry. But yeah, Isla Mujeres, great option there. You and your freckles are so cute.
David, thanks for the super chat. My wife Aida is from Queretaro. We love watching you too from California. Jordan, you both deserve a great life. Thank you so much. Hope to cross paths when we visit my wife's family out there. Oh, sure, that would be awesome. Maybe retire too. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Querétaro is a nice city. We were.
Tu orejita otra vez.
I'm a little worried about. I was telling Maya this, that I'm a little worried about Querétaro for a couple reasons. Number one is the traffic is getting pretty bad on certain roads. And it will help. Like there's one big road in Querétaro that's under construction, and when that's open again, that will help out a lot. But lots of people are moving here, and also there's a lot of people who live here who are becoming wealthy enough to own a car. So those two reasons are increasing the number of cars on the road, and traffic has been getting pretty bad. And also, like there's in some neighborhoods around the city, there's problems with the electricity and the reliability of the electricity. And I'm worried that maybe there isn't enough power for the city's population. Now, I don't know if it's a problem with the grid or a problem with the amount of power, but yeah. So I have a couple worries for the city, but overall, it's a very nice place to live. Patricia asked, what do you do with the dogs when you travel? So we could do anything with the little ones. We could bring them to a kennel where they were trained. And we could also have a house sitter come and stay at the house. That's what we do with Alaska. We have a house sitter come, or preferably we bring her with and we travel driving. But it's tough with Alaska these days.
Yeah. You have a fur.
Thank you. I kept feeling that. I feel more. JB, thanks for the super chat. Would you ever host a guest trip to your city? Yeah, that'd be cool. Like showing people around the city, and
I'll do that.
Here's a question for you.
Mike, have you talked to your family? Are they happy for you? Congratulations. Yes. They know absolutely everything about the process, and they are happy for us. They are comfortable. I don't know what else I can say. They have just good wishes for both of us. And when I told my mother, when I immediately got the ring, I texted her and I was like, Oh my gosh, and I let her know I still was shaking, and my
Wow.
mother was super happy about it. She's still super happy about it. My father is more reserved
I'll be
too,
right
but
back.
yeah, he's super happy too. So yeah, basically my whole family is super comfortable with the idea. So any other questions? I'm getting a little bit tired. So maybe we're gonna leave soon. Hi, Maria. Did Jordan ask your father first? No, he didn't. He actually asked me if he had to because he explained me that that's the way it is in the US. But as we were explaining before, actually that wasn't necessary because he had spent lots of time with my family before. Obviously, my family already considered him a part of our lives. And that was like the permission that he needed. So we don't do that anymore. But on the other side, we have some kind of ceremony, which is the pedida de mano, but that goes after the engagement. So we still have to do that, where it's basically that we tell my whole family and his family. Like obviously, if his family were living in Mexico, that's the moment where both families meet each other, and that's all. But in this case, I don't know if we're gonna do that or how we can do it or something. But it's basically the way it is, and not asking for permission anymore.
I saw someone ask if the puppies ever sleep, and the answer is yes, they sleep all day. But if I'm trying to record a video at home, they will be playing right around the camera. And also, if we're doing a live stream, they will be playing.
Yeah.
Here, someone wants to see the ring.
So the light doesn't help much.
What if I
actually?
Can
So I'll try to do it here. So
maybe you can hold it up to the camera while I block the light coming from?
it's basically like this. I think it's called like a chapel
Yeah,
chapel kind ring because it's not flat. It has something like it goes up a little bit, and I don't know how to do it.
Well,
So
it
here
helps
it
when you block in
is.
light.
And
Can
I
you get it
love that it has a little detail. I don't know if you can see it. It the image it's a little bit blurry, but right there at the bottom, it has a really small where is it? Heart. It has a mini heart right there. And I love it. It has so much details actually. So I'm definitely in love with my ring. The mini heart there. It's not like the unusual. It's not like the usual shape because we call it solitarios. It's just a line with a single stone, but this one isn't a solitario, but it definitely has lots of details, and I love it.
Kobe asked, Jordan, do you take anything for your allergies? Yeah, so the thing I usually take with, like, if I have allergies that are caused by pets or environmental or anything like that, uh, loratadine, or here it's called loratadina, that works wonders for me. I believe that's the brand name in the US is Claritin.
Mm.
And then also, like, if I'm having food allergies, like let's say I'm having an allergic reaction to something, I'll take a Benadryl. But yeah, both those work well for me for different purposes. Congrats. Have you set a date yet? No date yet set. Your fans love you, so maybe consider some kind of virtual bridal shower.
That would be awesome. Thanks. Puppies.
Do they call it a bridal shower here too? Because for baby, they call it a baby shower. I was surprised about that.
Some make a bridal shower,
Is it called that though? Like that word in Spanish? Like you use that same word,
Mhm.
bridal shower?
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'm feeling a little bit tired.
Okay. Yeah,
We gotta go.
we can wrap it up. Maybe I'll answer a couple more questions here. But thank you all for joining the stream tonight. Really appreciate that. Thanks for spending some time with us and coming back on after those problems we were having the first time around. But anyway, don't see any more questions coming in yet. So hope you all have a good night. Thanks so much for joining. And if you haven't seen them yet, go check out the recent videos we just posted. Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Bye.